Nice bomb yesterday, man. How you feeling?
Oh, really good. Absolutely, really good. Everything's good out here in Florida.
Now, home runs are hard to hit at that ballpark because of the wind and everything. Did you know that ball was going?
Oh, no, absolutely not. I had no clue. If you saw me, I started doing a dead sprint to first base. Home runs don't really come that often to this ballpark, so I was pretty happy to get one out of here.
So, Jordan, we know it's just spring training, but still a home run like that. What was the feeling afterwards compared to some of your other, maybe your first pro homer, a big homer you hit in a showcase or something like that? What was the feeling like?
Oh, man, the feelings were high, man. A lot of happiness, a lot of smiles. It felt good to have, all the big league superstars that I've been, watching growing up, congratulating me. So it definitely was a surreal moment.
So what's it like for you being in the clubhouse with, the guys that you've been watching for a while? Obviously, they know your resume. A lot of talk about what is it like for you to be in there with those guys?
Oh man, it's truly a joy, honestly, just to see them go about their work. To be honest, it's different for sure. They're just a lot more mature with everything. They go about their business. I mean, they still have fun and joke around with the guys, but I mean, when it's time to work, it's time to work. So just being able to see that early in my career really does help me, kind of forge a path that I want to, follow, kind of.
Any of those guys kind of take you under their wing and pull you aside and give you some tips?
Oh, yeah. I mean, a lot of the outfielders, like all the outfielders, whenever I'm working with them, they've been showing me the ropes out there. But, I mean, if I had to be specific, the one, Juan Yepes, he's been really, kind of be the one taking me under his wing when he was doing outfield work with us, teaching me all the ropes out there, teaching me the common decency in the locker room and everything. So, yeah, he's been the guy.
Well, you're obviously off to a fast start at spring training. Early on, we get it, but everyone knows about your resume and how you pretty much shot up the minor league ranks. How do you look at this opportunity? Are you like whatever happens? Or are you like, no, I'm making the team this time. I'm going back with the ball club?
Oh, I mean, yeah, my goal is to make the team, absolutely, but. I can't put too much pressure on me and myself. That's what I feel like. If I get too, antsy about it, put too much pressure on myself, I'll be all tense and everything. So, yeah, I'm definitely trying to play loose right now. That's my biggest goal, and I feel like once I play loose, I can play my best game, and, things will lead up from there.
And, Jordan, you talked about making the transition to outfield. We saw the catch at the wall. We saw last year the 100-mile-an-hour throw from center field. How has that transition been from being a third baseman, and how comfortable are you right now playing outfield, potentially at the big league level pretty soon?
Oh, man, honestly, it's been fun out there. I've had a lot of guys help me out with the outfield. I've never played outfield before, so a lot of my teammates in AA, coaches in AA, and then a lot of the like Willie McGee and Cheo have been working with me on my outfield ever since I got here about a month and a half ago. So it's been fun. I've had a lot of people helping me out, but I'm enjoying it out there for sure.
What's that like for a young player who's got his eyes on a major league spot at some point? I mean, you're 20 right now, and you're posting huge offensive numbers. They come to you, they go, hey, Jordan, by the way, can you play in the outfield? When they first broached that with you, what was your reaction?
I mean, yeah, I feel like I can play. Once I learn and have the best coaching staff like the Cardinals do have, I feel like I can play pretty much anywhere. And when they move me, I just want to be versatile. So when they told me that, I was all for it, man. I was all for, learning new positions. So there was no bad feelings about it. It was all pretty much happy and smiles.
Jordan, before you're drafted by the Cardinals, what did you think of the Cardinals in St. Louis? I know you're up here for winter warm-up. I'm guessing you grew up as a Braves fan. Is that right?
Right. But the Braves don't have the history that the Cardinals do. So definitely part of the great organization.
So tell me about what it's like for Jordan Walker. Cardinal fans, probably more so than other baseball fans, know who the prospects are. They've been, following you now for a little while, since you've been, like I said, shooting up the minor league ranks. You're at the winter warm-up. You're around the spring training facility. What's it like in terms of your interaction with the Cardinal fan base? Oh, man. I mean, they're a wonderful fan base.
It's really cool to play with all the support they give, through thick and thin. They're there, man, cheering you on. So, yeah, a lot of them, they pull up to – a lot of them show up for the spring training games. So seeing them there and then playing in front of them is truly an honor, man. It's a lot of fun for sure.
Well, we're going to let you go because we know you got meetings and stuff.
He's a busy man.
I just want you to know we appreciate you coming on Hot Take Central. I know you're probably sitting there, someone saying you got to be somewhere and you don't want to break any rules.
Yeah, dude.
But we do appreciate you making time for us.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you for having me, man. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you.
All right, see you, big boy.
Thanks, Jordan.
Jordan Walker right
Yeah.
there. Taking a little time out of his busy schedule to come on this show. What a good dude. Seemed like he was just happy to be there, ready to rock and roll.
So what
Sounds like a stud.
It's 9 o'clock there, and they're getting ready to do like you're a young guy, and you don't really know exactly what's expected. So I'm sure he's like looking over his shoulder. I'm doing a media interview, so I don't want to make it go too long. I wanted to have him on because, I mean, you had stuff right on your YouTube from him. His enthusiasm, I think, is contagious. Now, granted,
Very much
it's
so.
a phoner, but couldn't you pick that up? I mean, this guy's got a smile. He talked about pressure. I don't think he feels pressure, and I think folks are going to love him. He plays with a smile on his face. He runs. He plays defense. He hits.
Yeah, he's going to be a stud. He might be a stud in the next couple months here. How'd our boy Kiz Dog do?
So far, he's 0 for 3.
Didn't you tell him to hit 260?
I told him, gotta have 260.
You got to have 260.
Gotta have 260. If he had 250, I'd be fine with it.
Yeah.
But I'd like 260.
He had a loud out. Do we get credit for that?
Loud out. I was going to ask Jordan about the new rules and stuff like that, but he's got to go. Like that, as a young guy, going away from everybody to do an interview, it's like the last thing you want to do.
I just wanted him pop on.
Say what's up to the fans. Boom. What a good dude. Great guy. MLB shouldn't be so cheap, Charlie. KFNS doesn't have a problem paying 3 hosts, even if it's an old John Hadley gift cards. Maybe the extra pitcher would take mobile on the run swag. Timmy Van Gelden. What do you think?
Well,
Coldest beer in town.
have you met the Pirates?
Yeah.
Have you met the Guardians? Have you met the Orioles, typically?
A's.
They don't like A's. Well, they'll be moving to Vegas, and they'll start spending once they
Is that done
get
deal?
to Vegas. I think it's going to be.
Think so.
Let me ask you this.
What's up?
The Cardinals lineup for today is out. And we got
What do we got?
Newt Bar in center field. So we saw Tyler O'Neill in center. We see Newt Bar in center. I'm surprised that they're not like giving Dylan, and it's early, so who knows how that's going to change, more of a shot in center because he was the center fielder.
I think, look, you don't have – none of those guys are Harrison Bader, yet they all can play center. I would throw them out there, each get a third of the time. And it's very valuable to have 3 dudes who can play center field, even though if you don't love any of them playing like 140 games there.
Don't you think guys are better? I'm not saying you have to be in the same position. And you're going to have guys that mix it up like a Donovan. I get that, guys who can play pretty much anywhere. But don't you think with a position like center field, you want to give a guy more reps there so they get even more comfortable, especially when a guy like Newt hasn't played a ton of center recently, or a guy like Tyler O'Neill who had been in left. Don't you think you get more by giving them more regular work there?
I do, but I think there's so many question marks with health and performance for some of those guys that Ollie might play matchups with the outfield. And so you might not have a guy who's going to be your center fielder every game because, we got a lefty. We're going to have Juan Yepez randomly out there in a corner spot every once in a while. So I think he might mix and match. Unless, look, if Newt and Carlson and O'Neill all hit, they're probably going to play 95% of the games there. But if they don't, that's when you start getting a little strategic.
How about Walks pumping up Yepez, being the man to take him under his wing?
Teaching him the outfield.
Is he a good outfielder?
Yep.
Yeah.
What?
He's a very
What?
good hitter.
Can hit.
What? What you got? What is he a good outfielder?
Great hitter.
Is he a good outfielder? What?
I think
Turn his
he's,
mic up.
He's a work in progress out there. That's not really his normal position. And he worked tirelessly with Willie McGee last season.
Willie.
And, hopefully he's serviceable because his bat is legit. And, last year it was almost like a running joke. Yepez was just bothering Pujols all the time, picking his brain.
Yeah.
He sees Albert looking at video. What are you looking at? To the point, what you saying, man? Give me a little space. But I think it's nice to see Yepez passing on some of that info to a young player like Jordan Walker.
I like it. What do you got, Charlie?
I was trying to find this this graph. I was half kidding, but Jordan Walker from yesterday hit his ball almost 109 miles an hour. Tyler O'Neill hit one almost 108. And Jordan Walker's homer traveled 430. Our guy Kiz, he hit one 362 feet. I mean, it was an out.
That plays.
Drove
A hard
the ball.
out,
Hey,
Charlie.
maybe that's a sack fly, okay? In the regular season,
Yeah.
that's a nice sack fly.
Okay.
Walker.
We're trying here.
We're trying.
Walker showed his speed. Like, if you're like a Jordan Walker hunk, like if you're a Cardinal fan that's, I want him now, right? You see that game and you're like, it's time. But there's still a lot of games to play at spring training. And what happens with young players, no matter how good they are, you can look at some of the best players ever. First time they're up, pitchers adjust, and then the hitters have to figure out an adjustment too. So it's not always smooth sailing. We've seen a lot of that.
Yeah.
I guess that cat got out of a hat.
I don't mind longer games. If I'm paying $100 for a ticket, I want to get my money's worth. East Side Steve, Snake Plissken.
I don't think it's really about like how many minutes the game lasted. It's about the amount of action packed in there.
I think that's a good point, though. I've always thought that, look, if you're a family and you're only going to go to 1, 2, 3 games a year, you probably want a nice 3-hour game. But I think on TV, it's where if you're watching it every night and every game's 3 hours and 37 minutes,
You got things to do.
that gets a little annoying.
Hold on. So you're saying you take your family to the ballpark.
Yes.
And the game is 236. 2-1 Cardinal win because the Cardinals will not lose a game this season.
No.
And you're like, I want my money back.
No, what if you
I
want to
wanted
drink beer?
a 3-hour game.
You want to drink beer?
Get there
All
a
of
little
sudden-
early.
All of a sudden, seventh inning comes 25 minutes earlier.
Listen, there's plenty of things to
stop
do
serving
at the
booze then?
ballpark. Get there early.
Go to Bowtie Bar.
Go to Ballpark Village. Spend some money. Help Bally's out. And then you extend it pregame a little.
Yeah. I get what you're saying, though. If you're committed to go downtown, you're already committed. You want to take your time. But at home, like, you want them tightened up a little bit so you, in case you have things.
No, but is that
do the
wrong?
next day.
Get there a little early if you want to
that's what I
extend
do.
it out, right?
That's what I do. Cam, how much of an overpay was that for Meyer? It looks like the Devils made that trade out of desperation to keep up. That's a lot going on there, man. That Timo Meyer's got 30 goals this year. Might take him over the edge. I don't know. They're going for it, too. A lot of teams are going for it, baby. It's going to be interesting. Let's see. Moses Gomez hit 2 balls Saturday, 109 miles an hour and 111 miles an hour. Also, that kid is a stout, big pant.
That kid can hit. But it's so odd how many guys like that have just run roughshod over minor league pitching that are in the mix with the Cardinals now. I mean, Burleson did the same thing. He had a nice diving catch yesterday. By the way, like, people don't even talk about Burleson as much as some of the other guys. Yepes was a monster at the minor league level and showed good flashes at the big league level. They have bats.
How was Chip Carey?
I thought he did a solid job. He's good.
He's good, isn't he?
He's good. Nice guy.
Yeah.
Fun to work with.
What do you think, Sir Nathaniel? You like that Chip?
I think he's amazing.
Yeah. He just fit right in.
Yeah, I don't think they could have gotten a better voice than Chip Carey.
Yeah, I know. He's a
He's
real deal. isn't
really
he?
good.
Was he good with Brad? He was with Brad over the
I
weekend?
didn't hear any of the games.
All right.
I thought he was very good.
That's what I saw.
Hey.
People were saying, damn, Chip. Like, he's just good, dude.
And in praise of Brad Thompson, Chip is really good. Brad Thompson is really good.
Really good.
Like, Brad is easy to work with,
Yeah.
too. So
he just rolls. Yep.
I never thought, well, can they put together their chemistry? But I will say Chip never had a call like unbelievable.
No, nobody has, Jimmy.
Like
Nobody has. Besides when Seth did the, what call did you do, Seth?
Freeze?
Was it freeze?
Freeze and
David Tyree.
David Tyree. And Tyree up.
Game 7, here we come. There will be another game.
Yes. Game 7.
I don't know. Jimmy's. I don't,
He sounded
it might be-
Amish.
it
He
might-
sounded a little
it might be
Amish
better
there.
than Jimmy's. It might be better than Jimmy's. I'm just
Dare
saying.
you.
I'm just saying. So did you guys see the highlights of that Tommy Fury,
I did.
A little bit.
Jakey Boy Paul?
I thought this Fury was supposed to be a bum.
Didn't look like a
Everybody
bum to
says
me.
he beat up a bunch of bums.
Yeah, he did. He beat up guys that had bad records. That's called a bum in the boxing world.
The cumulative record of his opponents, I believe, was 20 and 200.
Yeah.
Like there was one guy I saw that had a winning record. So it's not like he's been fighting the elites. But he was an amateur fighter, and he is a professional boxer. And I honestly think if you watch that fight, you could see the difference.
Yeah, you can.
There's a difference in the way they throw punches. There's a difference in the way they react to
Their
punches.
combos.
And Jake Paul's a tough guy.
He is. He's big.
And a lot of boxing people have given him credit because he's put in the work.
Yep.
But you're talking about 3 years boxing experience against a guy who's done it much longer, who is more of a finished product. Not to say he can be anything in boxing. Who knows with Tommy Fury?
He got exposed a little bit.
And it was a pretty close fight. Jake Paul did knock him down. It seemed more like a slip. He was
Big
off
jab.
balance with a jab. But I don't know if I would have. I don't know how much they charged, but I don't know if I would have paid to see that.
No, I wouldn't. Because the next day it's all online anyway.
Do we have Jake Paul's comments?
We do.
post-fight?
Yeah, let's listen to what he has to say.
There you go.
How much of your training and strategy was successful tonight?
Honestly, I felt flat. I got sick really bad twice in this camp. Injured my arm. So it wasn't my best performance. But I lost. I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying it wasn't my best performance. I felt a little flat. And like I said, we're going to come back.
So,
dropping those excuses.
yeah, I mean, don't say it. Just don't list 3 excuses and then say no excuses.
Well, right before that, his first answer, he was pretty humble. The first answer that he gave, he was pretty humble for Jake Paul.
Well, I forgot what he said because then right after that he wasn't humble, and then that's all you remember is how
he wants a
was
rematch.
Hurt, he was this, he was that.
Got to promote the rematch.
So
he got picked apart, man.
There's another YouTuber, KSI, that has a piece of Prime that said, I'll fight Jake Paul. And I think they were like going back and forth about the next fight. I'd be more interested in seeing Tommy Fury fight again. Maybe not against a Jake Paul or whoever KSI is.
He was fast. Like you could tell, there's a
He got
big
faster
difference.
hands.
He was fast. His combos were there. He was smashing them. And then Jake Paul just has that hard jab. He's just so big, strong.
He's strong and
powerful.
And Tommy Fury said, no, he's a boxer. You know, like he gave Jake Paul credit as being a boxer now.
I think it shows, though. Remember, like, when this started 2-3 years ago, we all said we understand why he's fighting over-the-hill former basketball players, older MMA guys who are super tough and super good.
Don't have a jaw anymore.
But they're also 35, and they're not in their discipline. They're boxing,
Yeah.
which favors Jake Paul. And we always said, just throw him in there versus the 100th ranked boxer and see how he does. And I think it shows you there's a huge difference.
Yep.
Huge difference.
She got mutilated, Charlie.
Who's that?
The old woman that went in the pond. Yeah.
Yes, she did. But the dog survived.
Yeah, that's all that matters. You know. Cat was a minor league play-by-play monster. No offense to Chip Carey, but Cat deserved a shot at the brass ring. Timmy Van Gelder.
No, thank you. I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you
No,
did.
I didn't.
No, you did.
Turmoil.
You did.
They got the right guy. Think about it. Danny Mac, legendary. Best in the business, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then you're moving on. It's got to be someone that's got that cachet. Chip's got it.
He's
and
got
also, he's a wonderful guy. So, look, it's not an easy thing to do for Chip because Danny is the best and beloved and rightfully so. But I think Chip did a good job and will do a good job.
How about this on Chip? I did not know this, but I was watching a Martin Kilcoyne interview with him the other day, and Chip said 25 years ago, I'm guessing this was when Danny got the job, that Chip was offered the job when he was doing, I believe, Orlando Magic basketball.
Oh, really?
And he either wasn't able to take it for contractual reasons or didn't. But this is 25 years ago with the Cardinals.
Damn. I like Chip, but I can already tell that I might get slightly annoyed how many times he calls a hit to the outfield a pop. It stuck out to me in a few innings. I listened to it this weekend. Colby Rasmussen's dad.
Yeah, I think watch 1 or 2 spring training games and already have grievances. I think that's a good thing.
I know. How dare he call it a pop?
Give the guy a little time.
Give him a little time.
Look,
you gotta give him a little time.
Kistner's 0 for 3 on the spring.
God.
Are we cutting him loose?
I mean, you know, yeah. Chip didn't seem to get Brad's humor at times on the broadcast. Jobu.
It's their first couple games.
Something's going on here, very obviously.
Something is going on here. I don't. Oh God, I don't like the pitch clock because mark my words, in the World Series Game 7, bottom of the ninth, full count, bases loaded, 2 outs, tie game. The pitcher or batter are going to get a violation leading to an automatic walk or a strikeout, and there will rightfully be rioting in the streets. Patty V. What's
I don't
up?
think that'll happen because I think as the season goes along, everyone will understand the parameters and will work inside those parameters.
That would suck.
Don't you think?
That would suck.
It'll happen, but I think the umps also, especially in the playoffs, they need to utilize some discretion, especially if a dude gets brushed back, all of a sudden, if you get knocked down. Like, it takes a while to dust yourself off. I think for the
Dust yourself
postseason,
off again.
Major League Baseball needs to have a little meeting with the umpires and go, look, it's a first year. These are the games that really matter. Let's not go super crazy on this for the playoffs.
What do you got there?
Joe.
Big Joe? What's up, Big Joe?
Yeah, just 2 comments this morning. One on the Blues. Let me just say this about the Blues. If Robert Thomas and Jordan Kyrou don't take that next step, the Blues are screwed. Period. They're screwed. Because neither one of those two, especially Robert Thomas, they're playing Robert Thomas to be a number 1 center. That's what they're paying him to do. And in my opinion, he's far from that. A little disappointed, Robert. I know he's young, Cam. I get it. But he's got to take that next step, and it's got to be next year. The other comment I wanted to make was I called you guys Friday about the situation at Alabama.
Oh, God.
Well, I guess it's even got better. I was watching yesterday, and the coach is once again trying to do damage control because apparently during pregame introductions, one of the players does a fake pad down of Brandon Miller, and he's holding his hands up in the air as if to see, does he have a gun? So once again, he's mocking the situation.
Yep.
I don't even know what to say anymore. I really don't. Where in the world is the NCAA? The NCAA has suspended kids for far less stuff. And this kid is doing a fake mocking of having a gun.
It's a joke.
Obviously he doesn't get it. He doesn't get it.
I know. I hope they lose. I hope they lose.
And the coach, like, well, I didn't know. Again, the coach playing stupid. I'm in there drawing up plays. I don't really see what's going on, but I'll make sure it doesn't happen again. Anyway, it really is. It's an embarrassment. Like you said, I 100% hope they lose. And again, I feel bad for the victim's family. Can you imagine again if they watch that?
Oh.
And this punk, he's a punk.
He is a
he's
punk.
Nothing but a punk. Thanks, guys.
All right, Big Joe. Man, I agree with you again, dude. That pisses me off. It does. You're mocking that situation. A poor girl gave a gun to your dumbass buddy. Shoots him. God, get out of here.
They'll probably come out now
I'd
and
lose my effing mind if I was that girl's parents or family.
They'll suspend him for like a couple games to make sure he's ready for game 1 of the NCAA tournament.
Jesus Christ. It does. It drives me nuts. Does Joe call in just because he's always angry? Stop thinking you're a hot take machine and go be productive. Rockwood Rector. No, man, I like that, dude. He's pissed off. It's a horrible situation. They're mocking a murder that you were a part of. He's a punk. He is. I'm going to be on the minority here, but I like Chip much more than Danny Mac. And that's, again, like, come on, Gino. Like, you've seen him a couple times. Well, maybe you've seen him. I guess you probably know Chip more than just 3 games or a couple games here at spring training. You probably listened to him when he was all over the place. So I'll give Gino credit on that because he does listen to all kinds of stuff. But, yeah, man, I think he's just going to chime. He's going to be just fine. Faster games, you're going to be in the concession line for 3 innings now anyway, waiting for a beer. Spartan 4-4. Are the lines long still?
Well, I would never have to deal with that.
No. Lines. Why are you asking me? I don't know.
I mean, you can get
People love
beer.
to complain.
You can get beer delivered right to your seat if you want.
You could find
I
beer.
was going to say, they come around to you.
Right?
Hey, I
It's
didn't.
not a
he
new
said
invention.
It. I didn't say it.
It's not a
I'm
new
always in a box anyway. You see, Chip is already worn out pop. Unbelievable. Would never get old. It would be another Ken Wilson, oh, baby. I'll keep an open mind, but the Cardinals might have blown it.
Oh, stop.
They're pissing. He says pop.
I didn't even notice it.
Oh, it's so funny, man.
Now, granted, I'm watching the game on my phone, because my kid had basketball games, and then my phone gets bad reception, so I had to borrow my buddy's phone to watch on it. But so I didn't notice the overabundance of the word
I didn't notice
"top" in there.
I
coached youth basketball.
He coached youth basketball.
Let me tell you something.
Spring training
He coached youth basketball.
Let me tell you something. I'm not coaching this year, but I see a game where, they really could have utilized maybe a box and one defense or what I used to call the Nordic stretch offense. I invented it.
Yeah.
The Nordic stretch. And
Nordic track.
And when they don't do that and they lose, and I'm not coaching, I feel helpless.
I know. Did you write him an email?
Look at Charlie.
Are you kind of happy?
What?
When the new coach loses a game, and you're like, yeah, not such a big coach over there without me, eh?
Wait, are you saying that I'm happy that my kid loses? Never.
I'm just wondering.
Just let him know.
If they got rid of you as a coach,
never.
And the new coach comes in, you don't want him to be super successful.
No.
You want Tyler to score 20 a game,
but lose.
You don't want that coach to look good.
Yeah,
listen, all I know is if my kid isn't put in for that final 4-minute stretch,
we got problems.
And it doesn't go well, maybe I'm not that.
We got problems.
But that's the other. I don't want to coach. I don't want to run clock. Listen, parents, I'm sure will understand this. You go to one of these tournament games, and you pay $5 to get in. Like you're already paying for your kid's team, but they were playing tournaments. You got to pay $5 to get in, and then they want you to run the clock.
That ain't happening.
Someone at these tournament
ain't happening
things is making a boatload. Get someone to run the clock.
Yes.
So is this like Ledoux's 7th grade basketball?
8th grade.
8th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wanted me to run the clock for my nieces the other day. I go, hell no. I go, I'm scouting today.
Well,
they're 6 years old.
I've done, 5,
7,
6 years
8,
of
9.
coaching. I put in my work.
Yeah.
I'd rather sit here with my wife and
enjoy yourself. Yeah, exactly.
And
is the squad good?
Yeah, they put in. They
They
put
try
in.
hard?
They put in the work.
They put in the work.
Yeah, there's 3 different teams. There's kids flying in and out of the. So it's not easy coaching because you want every kid to get a chance to play. So they do a good job, the coaches.
Ledoux basketball.
Could use box and one
Jimmy,
or that new
write him a damn
that
email.
new Nordic stretch.
Yeah, Nordic track.
Ledoux basketball high school was pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys hear
Great
about
football program?
You hear about, speaking of football, Peyton Willis. He made a full recovery, but I wonder what happened to him. Like, so he went out. Was he like underwater for a long time? Like, I'm guessing that the tide took him out. Like, Jesus.
He was trying to save his kids, right?
Yeah, he did save him. But if you save your kid, how do you still? I don't know. I don't know how he saved him, got caught back out there. I don't know, but that was, dude. He was in a big time jam, and he's out of it now. It's just horrible to think about. Like, I'm going to Florida with the nieces. I saw a video the other day about these kids in freaking Cabo got sucked out again because they go on the beach. You're not allowed to go in a certain part of that beach because the riptide just rocks you, and like every wave is different. Like you won't see a wave, and all of a sudden a monster will come, get you, suck you all the way out there.
That's why I'm hoping the WBC will not be like a Cancun riptide for Cardinal starting pitchers that are participating.
Yeah.
Is that a bad analogy? By the way, I got a text from Cardinal PR.
What'd they say?
Jordan Walker said that was the best radio interview he's ever done.
Wow.
He didn't really say that. I'm just lying.
That was cool to get him on. That was cool to get him on.
He did not say that.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Block dispensary, my gosh almighty. With Amendment 3 passing, everybody will be able to purchase cannabis legally at Block Dispensary starting now. They have weekly and daily specials like Monday Vapes, Friday Flower, Concentrate Saturdays, and Edible Sundays, where you can get great savings on all your favorite products. They have the cleanest stores going. That is damn true. Charlie and I are going to have another little rendezvous with them on a Saturday. I love doing that. The weather's getting nice, baby. We'll sit outside, do our thing. I can't wait.
Food trucks.
Food trucks everywhere.
Red Hot Riplets that I thought had THC.
They were the fake ones.
But didn't.
Go to Valley Park, see Brittany or Will. Go to Richmond Heights and ask for Todd or Brendan to get exceptional expert advice for all your questions to educate you on what will work for your needs. I'm telling you, man, you eating those damn pills, hey, there could be an alternative. It doesn't have to be THC either. It just could be You could just get CBD oil. I mean, there's a lot of options, guys. You have to educate yourself. And if you still want to get your card like I do, it's easy to do, man. You go to blockdispensary.com, click on medical card, and use the promo code BLOCK25. You get $25 off that. That doctor will send it to you in a week, and now you have it, and you keep it in your pocket, and you'll get lower tax rates and all kinds of different stuff if you get that card. Visit them on Instagram at Meet Us at the Block. Block's mission is to help people feel better. That's how we roll. Charlie, what up with you?
Am I driving okay?
Halfway home.
Mark, man.
Yeah.
Through the 8 o'clock hour, brought to you by Mark's Appliance, our guy Drew Bradley out there in Edwardsville. 1507 Troy Road. Check out the shop. Check them out online, marksappliance.com. Give them a call, 618-656-9600 for all your appliance needs. They deliver all across the St. Louis area. And Schnucks Rewards, the Schnucks Rewards app. It is simple. Shop, earn, redeem. You will get 2% back on every purchase. Download the Schnucks Rewards app today and start saving money off your couscous and your groceries and your paint.
Good to hear Peyton Willis recovered. Any news on Peyton Hillis?
See, I didn't even correct
son of
you.
a biatch.
Let me ask you this.
God dang it.
When that happens,
Yeah.
do you want us to correct you?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I feel like that would annoy
Well,
me.
somebody's going to do it, and I'm going to read it, so you might as well do it. Peyton Hillis. Is there a Peyton Willis?
Last time I did
I'm
it,
sure
you
there
got
is
mad
somewhere.
at me.
What was that one for?
No, you got mad at me last time.
Really?
You were talking about some story and the details weren't intact, so I jumped in so you wouldn't go down the bad road.
Oh, no. You jumped in before.
No, you had the wrong set.
It wasn't that
setup.
big of a deal.
But you got
was
mad
it?
at me.
Let's break it down.
No, remember when Jim jumped in and the text line bashed him for it because I was trying to tell a story, but he wouldn't let me tell it because he knew
you
it.
had the wrong setup.
No, I didn't. Because you knew it and no one else knew it, and I was just trying to get it out, but he just started correcting me.
What was the story?
I forgot.
This just in, Cam Jansen, huge fan of the Israeli basketball
That's
league.
what it
There's
is.
a Peyton Willis.
See?
Out of Fayetteville,
There it
Arkansas.
Yeah.
Yeah, great guy.
Peyton Willis.
Peyton Willis.
Peyton Hillis. Didn't he run for about 1,000 with the Browns?
Yeah, 1 year he was on Madden
Madden?
cover. Yeah, number 30.
Did he go to Arkansas? Is that right?
He did.
Yes, he did.
Speaking of Fayetteville.
Right around Darren McFadden. Right around that era.
Yeah.
So that would have been the, wait. Who was the quarterback from Michigan that went there? Big old boy. Ryan Mallett.
Ryan Mallett. All right. Doesn't matter. We're going to go to break anyway. We're going to regroup because that's what we do here on Hot Take Central. We had Jordan Walker on. Check that out. We're going to put the podcast up here if you guys want to check that out. Great guy. Nice for him to kind of get away from the madness and jump on Hot Take Central for a little bit. Thank you for that, Jimmy, by the way. That's a good get right there.
Thanks,
okay.
buddy.